watching another Big Boss video. The original one was the most hated mayor, and now we're gonna watch the most hated politician in America. Surely this won't be very stiff competition. Let's see.
The year is 2022, and a man by the name of George Anthony DeVolder Santos is running for Congress in New York's 3rd Congressional District. That's this area of Long Island, here. Close to a million constituents, and a very wealthy area. This being where The Great Gatsby was set. This area is not unimportant. In fact, this race could actually come to define the razor-thin margins that decides who will hold the House majority until 2024.
Oh, great.
Enter political newcomer George Santos.
I mean, I like his glasses, I guess. They kind of look like you're gonna go watch Spy Kids 3D.
He'd rocked up to the political scene in Long Island a couple of years prior, running as a House Republican in 2020. He'd lost, but this area had historically leaned heavily Democrat, and he was up against a political heavyweight at the time. A man called Tom Suozzi. But the year was now 2022, and this time, your man Tom Suozzi wasn't running, meaning no current incumbent, and that the seat was fair game. Now about Santos. He's chic. Burberry scarves, Ferragamo shoes, Ray-Ban shades. Oh, they were Ray-Bans? Oh, maybe he got them transition shades. I never wore the transition shades because I hated going into a building and not being able to see. And his staple sweater under the blazer look. Santos looks good. His education, only the finest. Okay. He went to Horace Mann, a $60K a year private high school. Whoa! Before being... You guys pay to go to high school? Oh my god! Do they not have gum under the desks if people are paying $60K to be there? That's insane! He scouted on a volleyball scholarship to Baruch College, even more prestigious. Whoa. Here, he was a star volleyball player, winning championships against Yale and Harvard, before graduating from New York University with a business degree in 2013. Okay. Straight after college, he's airdropped directly onto Wall Street, where he starts working for Goldman Sachs and Citigroup immediately. And just last year, Santos was managing a $1.5 billion fund at a company called Harbor City Capital. 1.5 billion? There's no way you can F that up. That is so much money, you could probably buy like 3 Lalaboo-Boos. Not bad. He'd also founded and run the non-profit pet charity Friends of Pets United, where he'd go on to single-handedly save over 2,000 dogs. He also has a connection to his constituents rarely seen in politics, from the basements of Jackson Heights, Queens, to Gatsbyland. Santos was a true New Yorker. He's half black, half white, and Jewish.
I come from a Jewish family. My mother's family is Jewish.
In fact, his grandparents actually survived the Holocaust.
Because my grandparents survived the Holocaust.
I don't know why I said what, like he wouldn't be here without his grandparents. I thought he just spawned in for real.
His mum was even in the South Tower during 9/11. So when, in 2020, the resume of this man lands on Joe Cairo, the Republican Party chairman's desk in Nassau County, which the 3rd Congressional District covered about half of, he didn't think twice. Santos was the man for the job. And after another long, arduous campaign effort, the 3rd District's 2022 congressional race is almost over. And on the crisp Wednesday morning of November the 9th, the votes are being counted and projections slowly materialize. Oh, here we go. And it was clear. Santos had won. He'd got over 140,000 votes. Wow! That was over 20,000 more than his opponent. That's huge! Who concedes within hours of the count. Our boy was in. He doesn't make it a few weeks before the troubles start. Oh, great. Did he promise everybody a cat girl and now he can't deliver? But he's gonna get canceled. What? We're going to Chernobyl. Oh, I'm so immature. I was like, he did what? StarCraft X is a huge open-world FPS MMO set in the bright and bubbly Chernobyl exclusion zone. Where's the elephant foot? Capture outposts for your factions, scavenge for loot, or just call up the boys and go in against mutants, they're just little guys for real, and other players in this massive open world. And it's free to play. They've also just dropped a pretty hefty update. Jump into the epic Northern storyline, Here you'll experience the
beer.
harsh conditions of the northern regions, where the current 4 factions face another threat. 10 new locations have been slapped on the map, a ton of new animations, a new loot spawning system. This allows you to
I wish I knew
replenish
how to
your
animate
supplies in
in
various
Blender.
places around the map.
Chug
And
chug.
is that parkour? A huge update to the graphics
Obby,
engine,
obby, obby.
new lighting and shadow systems, weather systems, and fresh textures mean things now look a lot better.
Am I evil or do other people laugh when people are in pain? I'm sorry. I need to be more nice.
NPCs have also had an upgrade. They're now a lot better in combat and can hide behind covers and jump off objects.
So guys, we did it.
And finally, have a beer and kick back in that nice new shelter of yours.
Ew, guys. This is the same problem I have with Roblox. Why are you putting real people faces on top of squares? I should not be shit-talking the advertisement, but oh my god, he is absolutely ugly.
Where you can craft ammo and medkits. Not a fan of the way it looks? Well, pick up a hammer and get to work, because it's customizable.
All of this just works.
What?
Haven't played Stallcraft
It just
before?
works.
Or returning after a long time offline? Fantastic. Just punch in this code and get a huge bonus pack. On the 19th of December,
What?
2022, the New York Times publishes an article. It's about George Santos, and
Uh-oh.
it's interesting.
What did he do?
See, as is natural, Santos had said a lot of things on the campaign trail.
Yeah, everybody does, okay? But I'm serious. If I get elected, no more advertisements on your favorite website.
However, take a closer look, and some things didn't exactly add up.
Huh?
First off, his education. Horace Mann, Baruch College, and NYU. But
Okay,
when
he
asked
lied?
to confirm whether he'd actually been there, Horace Mann conducted a search. They scoured through decades of their records for one George Santos. However, nothing. The same for
didn't even
Baruch
go?
College.
What?
And the
Stolen
same for
valor?
NYU too.
I've never met this man in my life.
George Santos was nowhere to be found.
What?
The same for Citigroup and Goldman Sachs. They too had never heard of the man. And that $1.5 billion fund he managed? Well, he did work for a company called Harbor City, but
Oh my god, he was role-playing in real life? Get him on GTA. Apparently he's so good at it.
turns out they never had more than $17 million, and they're currently being sued by the SEC for being an actual Ponzi scheme.
Oh my god, fake it till you make it, okay? This should prove to you that confidence is all you need. Always level personality and persuasion. He manifested so hard he got to be an elected politician.
Despite his claims, it seems he actually attended a public middle school in Queens and never graduated high school. Also,
What?
when he said he was working on Wall Street fresh
I mean, there's nothing wrong with not graduating high school. I mean, probably is something wrong with that, but you know what I mean. But why would he even say he went to college? Also, my question is, why did nobody check this when he was campaigning? Nobody cared? Only when he won, they cared. He spawned in huge haters after he won.
out of college, he was actually working over in the industrial part of Queens, in a call center for $12 an hour. Some details of his time here come out.
Background noise.
Allegedly, from the first day at this call center, Santos would brag about the wealthy family he came from back in Brazil, the
What?
expensive property he'd amassed in places like Nantucket, and his Belgian and Jewish
Well,
parents.
fuck it.
Turns out,
Guys, I just said a bad word because you're allowed to do that on YouTube now.
both of his parents were actually Brazilian, and despite his family's lavish property holdings, they were actually on welfare at the time, and had recently been getting eviction notices.
Oh my
He'd also
God.
apparently go around his office, showing everyone his lovely holiday
this
pictures,
graph.
like that amazing trip he'd just been on to Dubai.
Dubai.
One problem. He wasn't actually in any of the photos.
At least go to like a Dubai VR chat server.
And they were just some random pictures he'd found online and printed out.
What?
He'd also tell people that he'd pay for their wedding dresses and other random expenses, free of charge. Shockingly, he never followed through.
Of course
And after
not.
the New York Times sifts through various public documents and court filings, turns out there's a few issues pertaining to his campaign finances.
Oh, here we go.
One of these includes a $700,000 loan he'd claimed he'd made to his own campaign, but later
What?
on would backtrack, saying any personal loans to the campaign were not from personal funds. If that money turns out to be from someone else, that's a potential felony.
Yeah.
Not good.
He's just borrowing it, okay? He'll give it back.
Good.
Damn, get this guy a job at Shoujo. You're wrong for that. You're wrong for that.
On the trail, he'd also repeatedly claimed he owns a mansion in Oyster Bay Cove, as well as a mansion in the Hamptons. However, campaign records show that Santos was actually living in a rented terraced house in Queens, and that he'd never even lived at the address he was currently registered to vote at. Also, he'd claimed on multiple occasions that he was Jewish.
Come from a Jewish family.
Turns out, no. No,
He
he's
lied
not.
about
I always
that.
joke, I'm Catholic, but I'm also Jew-ish.
No way. Ain't no way he said that. What do you mean ish? Oh my god.
Other claims of his, that his mother escaped Tower 2 during 9/11.
My mom was a 9/11 survivor. She was in the South Tower, and she made it out.
And died from ash-related cancer.
What?
His mum wasn't even in the country in 2001.
Why is he doing this, man? He's just looking at every main event and then just saying, like, yeah, I was involved in that somehow. What the hell? He lying for fun.
Also, that she was the first female executive at a major financial institution. She was a housekeeper at the time. That she was prominent in the Republican Party and a donor spanning 2 decades.
Wow.
She'd never donated to any political party and was
My God, man. It's like opposite day with this mother sucker.
never registered to vote in New York. She wasn't even a citizen at the time. Then there's the lovely wedding. Wait, with a woman? Santos had been openly gay for a long time and had never disclosed a marriage when signing up to run.
Okay.
Turns out that after looking into marriage records, he had one back in 2012.
He did?
And Santos had left that little detail off of his disclosure forms.
Oh.
Despite his new wife filing her first divorce request just 1 year later. And
They were married for only a year? Oh my God. I want to know what was going on at home, man.
then using their
You know it was like, did you put the toilet seat down? Yes, I did. Walk in there. Liar, liar. Plans for hire.
marriage to allegedly help gain citizenship. Everything was above board.
Oh.
And not dodgy at all. In December 2022, he said he'd experienced vandalism, an assassination attempt, the need for a police escort at their house for safety, and a threatening letter. He also claims he had his shoes stolen off his feet in the middle of Fifth Avenue.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of questions on this image. One, when did Jurma eat a shoe? Shoot to a munch on that thing. And two, why would he lie about something so absurd? Who would want to walk around in New York without any shoes? The pizza rats are gonna come up and nibble on your feet.
But worst of all, absolutely no volleyball. This was very easily verifiable, as Yale, who had claimed to beat in a championship,
We went to play against Harvard, Yale, and we slay them.
We slayed them. Oh.
never actually had a men's varsity volleyball team. During the 2022 race, various Republican organizations also caught wind of some of this, and the man was dubbed George Scamtos. One Republican says his run wasn't a campaign, more like a beach party. Santos had also claimed he'd helped develop carbon capture technology.
With carbon capture technology that I've helped develop and fundraise for in my career.
The result? Chaos. Santos's lawyer comes out instantly.
You do not want to be that guy. That is the hardest working lawyer in all of the United States.
Gentlemen, these defamatory claims are simply untrue. Our boy Santos is just being smeared by his enemies at the paper, he says. Nonetheless, a multitude of investigations go ahead. These include the local Long Island District Attorney's Office and the New York State Attorney General's Office, who was looking at a number of issues. Joe Cairo comes out. He says these are pretty serious issues, and that Santos should probably address them. That's not what he's doing. In fact, no one even knows where he is at the moment. His
Ooh, he's doing the strat of not saying anything at all. I feel like this works for most YouTubers who are the main character of Twitter for a day. But you're a politician!
His phone calls also seem to be bouncing. But after a few days, he decides to pick up the phone.
Oh.
He calls Cairo and he has an explanation. See, the whole thing was all just one big misunderstanding, he says. Cairo asks about his apparently blatant lies, and Santos has an answer. He had graduated from Baruch. It's just someone there probably just searched under the wrong name, I guess.
What?
Probably.
It should have been XXX volleyball master 420 XXX. They would have found it then. Big error, you know, not my fault.
Gonna hold a press conference next week and get this all ironed out. That never happens. He does, however, open Twitter and get to work. But
No, I always think about that. If you're like the most hated person online, I would never open Twitter. I would never ever open Twitter. That is basically already pre-charging yourself for at least 5 months of therapy.
turns out his answers aren't going down well, and calls to resign come flooding in from all directions. He'd tried his best, but Santos wasn't digging himself out of this. And so, the apology tour begins.
Oh,
He talks to
ukulele
Fox
time!
News, OAN, the New York Post, and more.
He should have brought the puppy. Everybody likes to hear an apology with a cute puppy, like Air Bud style.
And finally comes clean. Listen, lads, I lied. I made mistakes. Humans have faults. I'm not a fraud or fake. Please give me a second chance. He also admits that he embellished his resume, and that he's really sorry about that.
I'm sorry.
It's now January
We're
2023.
so sorry.
New year, new Santos. Honest, clean cut, a straight arrow. He's ready to get to work and represent his people. However,
it's over.
things start out rocky. On the second day of the year, Brazilian authorities have an announcement. They're reviving a decades-old case against Santos for fraud.
He was already in trouble for fraud? That's why he was making a new character. He was just trying to restart and run away.
Claim that from 2008 to 2011, Santos had actually been living in Brazil with his mother, during which time
really?
he'd stolen jewelry from multiple people and forged hundreds of dollars of stolen checks.
Oh
He'd
my
then
god.
used that to pay for designer clothing and then dip.
Come on. Why would you use the money you stole for something so stupid like a Gucci belt? That is so dumb. Like, buy a DDR machine or something. That's a way better use of money.
Out from the country. It also turns out that Santos's own lawyer in Brazil at the time wasn't exactly clean either. He'd been charged and sentenced to 18 years in prison for a connection to a gang execution.
What?
He apparently started studying law while on house arrest. Then, the same week that case is revived, a formal complaint begins to be filed in Congress.
Oh my god.
Demanding a house ethics investigation, meaning he's now under local, state, federal, and international investigation, as well as a number of calls to resign. This is all before he's even sworn in. But forget about all of that, because it's the special day, and nothing was going to ruin it.
I'm gonna be honest, I actually kind of like that movie. I cried at the end of it.
In the midst of all the chaos, on the 7th of January 2023, George Santos is sworn into Congress. He could now, finally,
Oh my
serve
god.
his district. Protests erupt outside his new office in Long Island immediately, demanding he resigns. There's also
I love when they're funny signs. Like, that was just a big X. Like, you can do better than that. You can do better than that.
a poll shows that more than 70% of Republicans in his district want him out. Texts and calls to his cell phone are still going unanswered, and he's apparently
It's probably
in
up
hiding.
his butt.
Members of his own team don't even know where he is. He's also dodging swarms of reporters who are peppered around the halls of Congress, looking for him 24/7.
Oh my
They're
god.
even holding stakeouts outside of his office, and it's actually stopping him from turning up. Naturally, the media are out for blood.
What do you do at this point? Can you just leave? Like, can he be like, I give up? Can he just like resign? I guess. I don't know. This seems like way too much effort. And like even walking around New York, there's probably people who are just yelling at you all the time. Just leave. Just reset. Reset. I would reset.
Free outlet is after him. The New York Times, the Washington Post,
Get a new
Mother
haircut.
Jones, and more information is coming out on him constantly. January 12th, 2023. Just 5 days after being sworn in, and after lots of deliberation, Joe Cairo has decided not to believe Santos on the look searching under the wrong name, and he's now holding a press conference, also calling him to resign.
His immediate resignation.
This comes as a new report also claims that he, alongside his campaign treasurer, had set up a political campaign organization where he had used his political connections to scam tens of thousands of dollars out of other Republicans running. Guilty or not, one thing was absolutely clear here. This man was not resigning. He was serving his people, whether they liked it or not.
Just leave! Nobody wants you here!
Resign. I will not.
If 142 people ask for me to resign, I'll resign. I will not resign. I will be continuing to hold my office elected by the people.
And so, he continues to act like a congressman.
Why is he treating this like a lock-in? Just leave!
He puts on the suit, and he plays the part well. He talks Iran and gas prices, and attends meetings and votes. He's having fun.
Imagine laughing and hee-hee-hoo-hoo giggling when everybody hates you, and seeing him laugh is just gonna make more people hate him. Oh my god. I started to think he likes it. He likes the smoke.
If he could just pretend none of this other stuff was happening, then maybe it'll go away. But the first few dominoes had fallen, and more were on their way. It's around the 12th of January.
No way! He sells cameos! What? Why would you do that?
That something else comes out. See, there's a drag queen in Brazil, and they've just posted a picture of themselves with another man in drag. This man is George Santos. So
Was this before?
When Santos was supposedly going to a $60,000 a year Horace Mann school in New York, he was actually a drag queen living in Brazil.
What?
And the media runs with it.
At one point performed drag in Brazil.
I've never known him as George Santos.
He says he...
They found everybody who's ever known him, and they are dragging his ass, no pun intended.
He's very confident Santos is the person to the right of your screen.
Despite the multiple pictures and videos of him as a drag queen, he denies he was a drag queen.
What?
Claiming I'm a drag queen is categorically false.
It is.
It's not though, is it?
It's seemingly confirmed here in a now deleted 2011 Wikipedia page on him, which he'd seemingly written himself under the name Anthony DeVolder.
Why would someone invent you?
Not only that, turns out, according to this, he'd also appeared on Hannah Montana and The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
I'm so gullible. I was like, no way. Wait, he really did? Or is this a joke?
Back in the early 2000s. He'd also apparently started this
dressed up, but he actually was on the show?
Hollywood career after being scouted by the big producer behind Independence Day by Steven Spielberg. His first role being in the movie The Invasion in 2009.
No, look, it says on his Wikipedia that he was actually on the show. So is that a lie?
Starring
Wikipedia would never lie.
Uma Thurman and Alicia Silverstone.
He wrote it himself.
Not a movie.
My bad,
There was a movie called The Invasion in 2007. However, that features Nicole Kidman and Daniel Craig.
Oh, yeah, never mind. He just lying to lie. Why? Who goes on the internet to lie? Who spreads misinformation? By the way, I'm 6'3" in real life, just in case you're wondering.
Independence Day was never directed by Steven Spielberg. The same week as the Wikipedia page is discovered, a disabled military veteran comes out. He says that Santos scammed him out of $3,000 in 2016, back when he was homeless. Turns out that Santos had set up a charity called Friends of Pets United back in 2013.
And I like that he was helping the puppies. Oh my goodness.
Its mission? To rescue, raise money for, and support the well-being of dogs and other pets. This is where he claimed to save over 2,000 dogs.
Oh no.
About that. What he'd
Maybe he saved like 2,000 wieners from like the hot dog store and he just ate them all.
actually do, allegedly, is drive out to places like rural Pennsylvania, haggle with dog breeders, hand them a bad check, and then take off with the goods.
What?
He'd go on to sell these puppies for hundreds apiece via adoption events.
Oh my god, this is so comic chronically evil. They can't even write villains like this. What is going on?
By his same charity. He'd also apparently set up fundraising events.
Corella
Organize some
DeSantos.
drinks, get a Barbie going, and then stick a $50 price tag on the ticket, with the proceeds going towards something like an animal shelter. However, when it was time to hand over the money, Santos was gone.
Oh
But in
my
2016,
god.
a homeless, disabled military veteran's dog had gotten cancer. He needs a few $1,000s for his dog's life-saving surgery.
Look at how cute.
And the man he's just been recommended to help out? George Santos.
Oh my god.
Santos sets up a GoFundMe.
You look amazing.
It makes some waves on Facebook
was that
and
clip?
eventually raises over $3,000. So Santos sends the veteran to a practice he recommends in Queens. But
Okay.
here, the surgeon he'd recommended tells him his dog's tumor is inoperable. So the
Aw.
veteran tries to claim the money and go to another vet. However, his calls and texts to Santos are now getting no response. And the donations page has been removed from the site entirely.
What?
Santos had seemingly taken the money and run.
From a disabled veteran homeless with a puppy. How? How can you be so evil? Every villain is lemons.
Turns out, he'd also been going under the name Anthony Zabrowski.
What?
He was eventually charged in Pennsylvania in 2017 for taking off with the unpaid dogs. However, he claimed that his checkbook had simply gone missing.
I lost it. Someone want to come help me? It might be in the couch. I don't know.
And with that, he's dismissed of all charges. Also, both the IRS
What?
and
He got
the Attorney
dismissed?
General's office in New York and New Jersey have a look through the records, and neither are able to find any evidence that Friends of Pets United ever actually existed at all.
Wow.
Around the same time all of this comes out, one of Santos's old roommates in Queens speaks to the press. He claims that when he knew him, he'd gone by the name Anthony DeVolder, and that delusions of grandeur were abundant.
How many names has he gone through? I've probably used less names on my Steam profile, and that shit was free.
With Santos apparently often splashing $100 bills at bars, only to end up broke in just a few days. There are also claims he stole money from an aunt, stole checks from a roommate, stole jewelry from friends, and that $500 Burberry scarf of his, also stolen.
He has earned nothing in his life except my hatred.
Santos maintains that it's his scarf. At this point,
Okay.
a wealth of Santos stories were out. It was almost too much to keep track of. A steady flow each week, each more preposterous than the last. And on the 22nd of January, Santos lands in New York. So the press pick up their cameras and head out.
Oh, here we go.
It's go time, boys. They continue to stake out his office and linger around
I want her to take a picture of me. Who was that?
the halls of Congress, snapping up any chance to ask him a question. He gets quite annoyed.
I got you guys some donuts. Donuts and coffee for all the hard work you guys do. Thank you so much for being here and
Why don't you Dunkin' Donut? Never mind.
doing your job.
I couldn't even think of anything. I just started talking like verbal diarrhea and it wouldn't come out. You Dunkin' Donut!
But it's
Yeah, you Dunkin' Donut belong here. Get out of the office. I got there eventually. I had to workshop in my brain a little bit.
clear. The cameras love him. He's also an instant punchline on SNL. All in all, the month of January has been a rough one. In February, he continues to roll with the punches. On the first day of the
He's
month,
gotta like
he's
it.
forced to step down from every US House committee he's on, basically meaning he can't play a larger role as congressman, and he apologizes again, saying he's deeply sorry.
I'm sorry.
The same day, the government officially probes his Friends of Pets United charity.
Wait, what does probe mean? I thought that was when the alien put a camera up your butt. What is probing? What is probing his friends? Oh, investigate. Oh, okay. Thank you.
A couple days after that, a new audio is leaked to the press. In it, Santos says he lied to everyone.
No!
Lied to him like everyone else.
The same day as that, it comes out that in 2021, Santos had gone around the campaign trail telling potential donors that he was a producer on the musical Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
Why? What clout Actually, I have a story. When I was a kid in middle school, but I was a kid. Do you see the difference already? I was a kid. And what I did was I walked around school and I told people that I made the Shoop the Whoop video. You know, the one where he goes, I'm a firing my laser, blah. I said that I made that. I don't know why. I have no idea why I said that, but I did.
This is a show that lost investors $60 million,
I made
suffered
that.
a ton of legal battles and technical problems, and resulted in multiple actors seriously injured.
Oh my god!
And 2 days after that, a sexual harassment complaint is submitted by a former aide.
Is there a crime he hasn't done?
Santos denies the allegation.
He's trying to get them all.
Calling
I
it
did not.
comical. Right. Enough is enough. Lads, this guy's gotta go. And they filed to expel the man from Congress.
You know what he could say? He could say he's trying to commit every crime in order to see how good the police force is. And if he has to, like, change the police officers. That's the only thing I got. I can't get him out of this.
February, not off to a great start either then. The expulsion filing doesn't get very far, but in March, the House Ethics Committee stages a vote to investigate Santos. This, over the multiple allegations that he'd engaged in unlawful activity during his campaign, failed to disclose required information on house forms, violated federal conflict of interest laws, and engaged in sexual misconduct. And there's a lot on the man's plate right now. The vote to investigate further is unanimous. Since things are going so well, in April, Santos decides it's time to make an announcement. Lads, I'm running again.
What? Ain't no way. How is he so confident? No shot.
And his election campaign for 2024 is officially declared. But on the 10th of May, Santos gets a knock on the door.
Big Ed.
Turns out it's
love
the
that
feds, and he's now under arrest. He's slapped with 13 federal charges.
Wow!
Including 7 counts of wire fraud, 3 counts of money laundering, 1 count of theft of public funds, and 2 counts of lying to the House of Representatives.
Only 2?
See, during COVID, George Santos had claimed some pandemic unemployment money, about $24,000 worth. One problem, he had a job and was on a $120K salary.
What?
Santos had also just sponsored a bill to claw back fraudulent COVID handouts, meaning he'd just endorsed a bill targeting himself.
Oh my
Then
god.
there's his campaign funds. Turns out, he'd used a ton of them to buy that designer wardrobe of his, and pay for credit card bills. A lot of this came from 2 big donors, who he'd managed to persuade to max out contributions for both campaigns, sending $200,000 each. And finally,
oh my god.
Santos is charged for defrauding donors through his political campaign organizations.
Okay, that edit was so good.
Santos is charged for defrauding donors through his political campaign
Oh
organization.
my god! Look at how many lives he's lived!
More on those. So at this point, it was fairly established. Campaign finance regulators were a joke, especially with the help of an experienced campaign treasurer. For context, a campaign treasurer gives the green light on all payments, keeps records of all receipts, and files all reports and statements. So they're quite
Would have done a better job. We should have let him.
important and very involved. And he'd got himself a veteran, a woman named Nancy Marks. And as it turns out, this campaign treasurer has a bit of a reputation. She'd done this for multiple campaigns and other clients, and word on the street is, she likes to secretly bill herself thousands of dollars at random while doing it. She'd even been sued for this at one point. However, she won the suit. Anyway, in May 2021, Santos goes into business with her to form a political consulting firm in Florida called Red Strategies.
In Florida? Please get away from me.
Here, Santos apparently uses his new friends in politics to shill Red Strategies' fundraising and advertising services to other Republican candidates running in New York.
Nice business card.
All the while, secretly not disclosing his own involvement. That involvement being running the company. Once signed up, they'd charge them massive fees for apparently very subpar efforts.
And it's gone.
And then profit. And turns out, a lot of that profit is going directly into Santos' pockets.
Get him to run
Santos
a
would
VTuber
go on to
organization.
ditch Marks, apparently telling her the brain cancer was back, and that he'd have to go radio silent for a while. He then forms Redstone Strategy.
Lamau, yo. What? Lol.
He's in 2022 with an old friend from Harbor City. And after its open shop,
get a lot of
Santos's
viewers.
donors start to receive calls. Redstone Strategies had just raised $800k for Santos's campaign, and are now asking for around $700k more. The guy
Wow.
on the other end tells them. Originally, these calls are from a representative of the company, but eventually, it's apparently just Santos himself.
What?
And that would be a bit illegal. Marks
Yeah.
has since pleaded guilty to 1 felony count of conspiracy to defraud the United States and to falsify
How many people get in trouble for conspiracy to defraud the United States? That is an insane charge.
and inflating financial numbers with Santos's help. She faces 3 to 4 years in prison. Santos then
3 to 4?
graduates to Devolder Company. Here, instead of trying to sell an alleged Ponzi scheme to well-off people like he was doing at Harbor City, he has a brilliant idea. Just introduce them to other well-off people and take a fee for whatever changes hands. And what better time to do this just as he was entering politics? He could be proposing these deals to a whole new class of wealth and power. Using this company, Santos is allegedly able to negotiate the sale of a massive yacht.
How does he come up with all these shenanigans? I would have never thought of doing any of this. He is just, like I said, comically evil.
It has an infinity pool, a
What?
waterfall, and is worth around $19 million, meaning Santos potentially raked in hundreds of thousands of dollars here. And this was just before the election in 2022.
Somehow the most legit business he's run so far.
Claims that this is his family firm and handles $80 million in assets. Anyway, Santos's family comes together to pay off his $500k bond for the charges, and on the condition he surrenders his passport, he's free
Okay.
to go. He and his lawyer go on to shoot down each and every single charge. It's a witch hunt, Santos says.
It's a witch hunt. It makes no sense.
He pleads
Nobody can take him seriously, man.
not guilty and still refuses to resign. Following all of these charges, another vote to expel Santos kicks off.
Yeah.
However, this fails to pass and is instead
How?
handed over to the House Ethics Committee to
How? There's no way. I would have gave him the boot day one.
investigate. At this point, Republican congressmen are getting very agitated.
Like I said, if I could understand you over my colleague's screen.
Dang, he heckling.
Here, the reality is
He's about to get one guide.
Here's the thing though, he's not going anywhere because Republicans need him to maintain their razor-thin House majority, which they hold by just 4 seats.
Politics, politics, politics. Imagine keeping this goofball just because of this.
That's kind of small.
So Santos is safe for now. So in June, it's time to kick back. Santos attends a congressional baseball game where he's mobbed by fans.
He could literally win the presidential race.
What?
Right now.
It's now August, and an aide of Santos
How does he have fans? How do people Oshi him?
has just been charged with identity theft. He allegedly impersonated the current Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy's chief of staff, while fundraising. Nonetheless, the Speaker of the House's support for Santos remains strong. It's around this point that Santos also misses his financial filings deadline,
Of course.
which he'd already received a 90-day extension for. October 10th, and it's the feds again. They're back with 10 more charges.
Wow,
This time
he's
it's
gonna do it
conspiracy,
again.
false statements, falsification of records, aggravated identity theft, credit
He
card
needs that
fraud,
one.
and then some more wire fraud. And with the second tranche of charges, another scheme of his comes to light. See,
Oh, here
back
we
when
go.
Santos
Let's
was
rate this
running,
one.
he'd had an idea. This one was
course.
simple. Note down the identity and financial information of his campaign donors, which they'd already given when contributing,
He took their information?
then repeatedly charge their credit cards without them knowing.
What? He just yoinked their money, the only people who ever supported him? Oh my god!
Profit.
He's buying V-Bucks or something. You know he likes that useless crap. Excuse me, I need Chun-Li.
These would go into his campaign, other campaigns, and again, directly into his own pocket.
Wow.
In another scheme, Santos and his campaign treasurer apparently filed reports with overinflated donations on them. This could then be used to acquire financial support from the Republican Party, which it was. More profit. Again, he pleads not guilty to every charge.
I wouldn't know what he would do if he was in charge of a lemonade stand. He'd probably cut it with pee.
And the thought of resigning doesn't even cross his mind. This, along with the Speaker of the House and Santos ally Kevin McCarthy being given the boot on the 3rd of October, and Santos is now considerably less safe.
I'm in danger.
And it's getting to him. Santos starts to crack, become
my
unstable.
God.
It's unacceptable. It should not be allowed here. He's an animal.
Crash out. The crash out's about to be legendary. Oh, let's
Things
go.
are not looking good. So Santos brainstorms. He needs to look good. Win back the court of public opinion.
Get a new hat.
That's it. A baby. And Santos
What?
starts walking the halls of Congress with a random baby in his...
No way. Baby is like ukulele for politicians. He's gonna start kissing him. And how do we know he didn't steal the baby from the hospital?
hands.
Do not record this baby.
Do not record this baby. Please leave him alone.
Was it? Where did it come
Famous
from?
baby.
No one knows. But when asked, he says this.
You said, not yet.
As in a reference to, I'm not a parent. I'm not there yet.
The 1st of November.
Where did he get the baby?
Hey guys, I stole this. Isn't it cute?
Thank you for the video, Soseki.
2023, and it's time for another vote to oust Santos. The House needs a supermajority vote of 2/3 to do it, so it could really go either way here.
Oh, here we
And
go.
Santos braces for the worst. However, the
No
vote
way.
goes down, and turns out he'd survived.
Come on, he's stealing babies. Actually, stealing puppies too. What is left? What is left?
Easily, in fact. 179 yes to 239 no.
Oh my God.
Looks like our boy's bulletproof. He'd
Yeah,
made
when do the kittens come in?
He won. But wait, on the 16th of
There's
November,
more?
the House Ethics Committee is back. They'd spent the last few months scouring through records and conducting interviews, and now their investigation was over, and their findings handed in. 170,000 pages of documents,
Oh my
witness
God.
testimonies, and financial statements. And the verdict was in. Something's a bit dodgy here. The revelations are numerous. He'd spent $11,000 on hotels,
Why?
$42,000 on flights. This
Why?
includes flights to random places like Kansas and Memphis. More than
For
10
fun?
trips to the high-end Manhasset shopping center. $300 on an internet viral steakhouse. And
Oh no, he went to go see Salt Bay.
countless expenditures at an Italian restaurant in Queens. More about that restaurant. See, Santos likes this place a lot. So much so that he'd spent tens of thousands of dollars here.
What? I don't know a restaurant I would spend $26,000 at. Maybe Texas Roadhouse? I like the bread.
He'd also claimed to be friends with the family running it. The owner's
Oh,
brother even
never mind.
contributed to his campaign. It would also
Okay.
turn out that the same man was caught in 2019, steering a 63-foot yacht from the Bahamas towards Florida in an attempt to smuggle 14 undocumented Chinese migrants.
How many criminal things is he doing? This doesn't even sound real. He's just doing it for the love of the game.
And a Bahamian man into the US.
I
More
can't
than
forget him, my bad.
$200,000 worth of currency was also found, stuffed into the bedroom walls. All above board. Something of interest also to note, a ton of expenditures here were exactly $199.99.
Why, for fun?
Here's the thing, if he'd spent just 2 pennies more, he would have had to keep some form of documentation.
Oh my God. He knew the way around spending money too. That's how you know he's an experienced criminal.
Like a receipt. The restaurant is also apparently donating thousands of dollars to his campaign. So in essence, he's giving the restaurant money via undisclosed food.
He's
buying
laundering
through
it,
his
right?
campaign, and that same money is going back to the campaign.
Oh my god, he's money laundering to add to his laundry list of crimes.
He'd end up using this $199 trick dozens of times. In fact, he ends up with more of these expenses than any other candidate in the entire United States.
Really?
Including at places that would be very difficult to even spend that amount. Like a car park where it was impossible to spend this exact amount of money.
He was parked for like 20 years. You gotta understand, he's an upstanding citizen who just wants to pay his dues.
Also,
where else was Lightning McQueen supposed to go? He needs a back massage and like an oil change.
he used campaign funds on lip fillers, Botox.
I was wondering, guys. I'm gonna be for real. I didn't mention the lip fillers because I thought nobody would care, but I saw that he had some kissy, smoochy lips. I was like, he got some fillers in there. He paid for that with the campaign money.
Rent, holidays, makeup, weight loss drugs, casino trips, around $250,000.
Okay, the Luigi casino game on the DS was so good though. I was a child gambler.
Cash withdrawals, even OnlyFans.
What? He spent money on OnlyFans? No way. He's a gooner.
Also, his designer clothes. Compliments of the campaign, too, of course.
Oh, okay.
This includes the Ferragamo loafers at around $700.
700? Guys, I think I'm a loser. I would never buy clothes that are $700. Especially shoes. If you're gonna walk around in them, they're just gonna get all messed up.
The Cartier tank watch at around $10,000.
$10,000 to know the time?
The Burberry quilted jacket, around $1,400.
$1,400 for a jacket?
Louis Vuitton ties, around $200. And his Ray-Bans, also around $200. To illustrate just how brazen these violations are, another US politician apparently had a go at his staff for ordering some fruit to their hotel door using campaign funds. Then there's Santos, who was practically living in an Hermes store. All in all, he'd apparently spent just around a third of his campaign budget on advertising. This is apparently far less than normal. Naturally, he denies a lot of this.
Is it true that you have an OnlyFans?
See? Look at his JoJo's Bizarre Adventure lips. If he had green lipstick and wore like a hat, he could cosplay like Gyro.
Page, and you can peel a banana with your feet.
What?
I don't have one, and it's, you know, I'll indulge you this. I just discovered what OnlyFans was about 3 weeks ago, and it was...
He said he could peel a banana with his feet? I think I could do that. I actually think I could do that.
Brought up in a discussion in my office.
What do you think?
And I was oblivious to the whole concept.
Oh, whatever.
The filings themselves, also incredibly dodgy. They included multiple revisions, unaccounted contributions, unitemized payments totaling hundreds of thousands of dollars, and hundreds of those $199 payments to Anonymous, who was then removed in later filings.
Anonymous? He's gifting anonymous subs to himself? Who would do that?
All of this compounded with 2 of his campaign staff now pleading guilty for various crimes. And yeah, not great. So Santos comes out with an announcement. Lads, probably not running in 2024. Sorry.
Wow, he actually said that?
Then, on the 18th of November 2023, he looks like this.
I would be so upset, man, if I saw someone make like a hit piece video on me, and then it goes, and he looked like this. That is so embarrassing!
Towards the end of the month.
Oh, maybe he was just gonna have a baby so that way he didn't have to steal one again.
It's clear. Another expulsion vote was looming. And this time, it could be a lot closer. So on the 29th of November, Santos gives it his all in a House speech.
Okay.
While he makes his case, people fly this balloon outside the Capitol.
Oh, hell no! Oh, hell no! They got the mighty beans! That looks just like a mighty beans!
On the 30th, Santos says he'll be holding a press conference outside the Capitol the next day. And this time, he actually does hold one. Having made his case inside and outside the Capitol, all Santos could now do was pray.
Let's pray, chat.
December the 2nd, 2023, and Congress members are pulling up to the office for work. Today's agenda, Santos. Now, again, to get this man out, the House would have to vote yes to the tune of a 2/3 supermajority. So this could actually go either way, even with the recent revelations. But regardless, the votes start coming in, and eventually, the results are in. Santos.
I don't know, every time he could use that clip 50 times and I would smile every time. I love the way he makes the paper crispy. It's like snap, crackle, pop.
He's booted out his
done,
office,
yes!
loses his seat in the House, and banished from the Capitol.
Let's
becoming
go!
the 6th House Congressman in history to be expelled.
6?
And the first in over 2 decades. He makes a hasty escape.
Gotta go fast.
In a politically divided America, Democrats and Republicans managed to come together for one thing. Their
Breaking
utter disdain
Berry.
of this man. But within a couple of days of expulsion, a new account appears on Cameo.
Not the Cameo. $200 a video.
It's Santos. And he's now singing Taylor Swift and roasting people online for money.
I knew you were trouble when you walked in.
And he's popular. In fact, his $75 asking price is quickly kicked up to $400 a piece. It doesn't take long for him to start earning 6 figures. And eventually more money than his congressional salary. In February 2024, a special election is held to replace Santos. At the time, a massive blizzard hits Long Island, with areas getting up to 8 inches of snow. But regardless, tens of thousands show up to vote. And on the 13th of February, tens of thousands...
Chad, is this a clip from Black Friday? I remember when Black Friday used to be kind of fun. You could watch people like swinging on each other. Like, it was kind of cool. You could go see deals and stuff. It's not like that no more. There's no more brawling. It's just kind of everybody shows up whenever.
Thousands show up to vote. And on the 13th of February, Tom Swazi wins back his seat, and this short, bizarre chapter of US politics meets its end. Or does it?
Ooh! There's more!
Yes, it does.
Oh. He baited me. I'm gonna be honest. Every single Big Boss video we watched is really good. Like, the editing's great, the storytelling, the pace, everything. Like, that was a great video. And even though it was like a political video, it didn't even feel like political. Like, nobody in chat was yelling at each other. We didn't have people calling each other names and boxing. That was just a great video. Yeah, let's get a clap in chat. Also, thank you so much for watching. I super appreciate it. If you would like to come by the Twitch stream, you can also clap with us. Twitch.tv/BerryCrepe. Or make sure you use my code Berry at checkout for GG subs for 10% off. Anyways, bye-bye!